Hey guys, we're going to do a quick tutorial on the ALH flashing tool. So download the one for your operating system. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to do the tutorial on a Mac. So just start it up. I do want to show you some important folders. If you look over here, you have two folders that are pretty important, the original and modified. This is where you put in the file that you're going to work on. I'm going to take this original and drop it in there. All right, so I have a bin file. It needs to be in a .bin or a .ori. So it's important you put them in that format. And they're just raw files off the ECU, but the file extension is important. And then it's going to put all of our changes in the modified directory. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have a menu, so we can open the file, validate the file, compare two Flash files together. This is nice when you have your original and you'll compare it to the modifications you've done, disable DCC, turn off the EGR, and this also will disable the DTC code to go with it. Same thing with the MAF sensor. If you want to disable this, and it'll turn those guys off as well. So these two are little shortcuts into doing a whole bunch of work. It does it for you. If you want to repair your checksum, which you should. And then we have, multiple other things. I do want to point out the generate map, which we're going to look at first, because we want to take a look at we're going to open up the file and we're going to take a look at the report that comes out of it. Let's go one. There's only one file in here because that is the one file that we loaded in here. We'll type in 01 to load it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to see it ran through some checks and then it runs through some scanners. We do pattern matching. So we can work with multiple ECU files, but the ECU files need to be a EDC15 VM. It does not work with the PD pumps. Let's go ahead and run the map. Okay, 12. And it's going to put that report inside our modified folder. Let's run over here to our modified folder. There it is. Let's open it up. And this will give us a view. And this, so we have a heat map on one side, also the raw table below it. So this will let you know if it loaded up your map right, because it does scan by patterns, so it could be wrong. It's very important to take a look at this when you load up a file. And this goes through every table that we investigate. So again, take a look at it and then verify. All right, so let's say it loaded up and looks good. We're going to go ahead and make some changes. We're going to go ahead and turn off the EGR. So let's type in 5. And it says, hey, do we want to turn off the EGR? And there's two places we're going to turn off at. I'm going to do them individually. And then it's going to talk about the DTC codes. Yep, we want to go ahead and turn those guys off. And I want to do it automatically, so I'm going to just press enter. All right, and now let's put an updated file right here. So you see your updated file and file location. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is let's go ahead and modify a map. So it does load up the last change you made. It will be the active one. If I want to change, I could go ahead and hit 1. And you'll see that hey, there's the original file, there's a modified file. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this off. Let's go ahead and edit the boost limiter table. I can view the boost limiter table if I want to. Let's hit 25, and it's not 25. Boost limiter is 22. And I want to hit, it's going to give you some options down here. I'm going to say A for all. Yeah, it runs through there. And this is in PSI. If you wanted to change the unit, go to 42, option 42. Change unit. And you can switch from a gauge PSI and bar. I'm going to leave mine at PSI gauge. All right, we're going back out of here. Okay, and let's go ahead and actually edit the table. So we're going to go ahead and do 23. It's going to ask me, it's likely, if you read down here, it says likely this is the active block, but I'm actually going to edit both. So I'm going to not edit the active one. I want to edit all of them. So I'm going to say yes for all. And so I'm doing one edit, and it's going to update both maps. So you can use your arrow key to go in there and modify them individually. Again, if you go through here and we're going to go in here and say, we'll make that 17 PSI. So I can edit them individually, or I can do the entire row. If you look at the columns, it's up here. So I'm going to do row. I'm going to say I just want all 18. Or I can do the entire column if I wanted to. So I'm going to do, so I'm typing C. I'm going to say 18. All right. And now I want to go ahead and save these. So I'm going to hit save, which is S. And ask me, do I want to write the edits? I do. There we go. And it updated the file. All right. And you just continue on working through, whatever you want to do. Maybe when you're done, you might want to take a look at the HTML file, the HTML report. So hit 12. It generated a new report. We're going to go here to our latest report. Hope I think I got up. And which table did we modify? I think it was that file. I think it was the boost limiter. You kind of see what we did. It's kind of silly, but those are the changes we did. Hit a row and we hit a column. All right. Well, you guys, this is a beta application, so there are going to be bugs. I would recommend double checking everything loaded into your other editors to take a look at it. Kind of our main goal here is just to make it simple. Just to turn off EGR seemed like it was too complicated of a process. You have to learn all these things. You have to drop up the hex editor. Just is not needed with today's technology. So is this more for the advanced tuner? No, this is really for the guy who just wants to turn off his EGR, turn off his mapping, might want to play with his maps a little bit. So again, this isn't an advanced system. This is a very basic system, but it saves you from having to go through hours and hours of tutorials. All right, guys, if you have any questions, post them into the Facebook group. Also, if you have any problems, post them in the Facebook group. And thank you guys very much, and y'all have a good one.